Hi. So there are a billion different pathways that you can go when you're in a relationship with a narcissistic person. We all have our own details of horrible things that have happened. We all have our own details of the love bombing stage. We have our own poignant dates and events that were triggered or ruined or whatever. We have good points, bad points, a zillion different details, and all different mathematical combinations, okay? But the journey that you take, it's very unique. Mine is not like yours, which is not like the next person's, which is not like the next person's. The one thing that we all have in common is where it started. Yeah, in the love bombing, they charmed you phase. Now, if you've become enlightened and you are now at the end of the phase and you've gotten out and you are doing well, that is fabulous. We have to keep in mind, though, that some people are not. They're not. They're not there yet. And a lot of these videos do come at us, mine included, and they end up maybe talking to the person that is at the end, or thinking about leaving, or just left, or is how do you go no contact. These videos are for people that already left. I think the people that didn't leave deserve a video too. I think they deserve a video also. And they're in a bad place inside. They're in a conflict. So I want everyone to only support each other and have zero judgment as to whether or not someone is doing the right thing or the quick enough thing or making the decision. The most help we can be to each other is to have zero judgment, because you got to your journey when you did. I did when I did. Everyone is different, and you cannot possibly, you can try to guide the person, but you cannot possibly make somebody be ready if they are not. And I hate to use the example again because it just keeps coming up, but like an alcoholic. You can't make somebody go to AA or stop drinking. From what I've seen, the shows I've seen and the document, they have to be ready for that. And they have to say, I'm ready now. That's what the intervention shows showed. And yes, you can try an intervention and you can try to educate your friend, but please go at them gently, because they're not any happier with the fact that they can't leave than you are. You remember the turmoil when you knew you should leave, but you just couldn't? There are people there stuck in that. Whether they love the person or they're connected to them or there's children or businesses or whatever the case is, it's their journey to figure out. And the most help we can be in holding up people that are in that is to understand, listen, and don't be shocked if they tell you something that they're going through. You can be shocked, but not like, oh my God, why would you don't, that's judgment. We cannot, they can't afford it. It is a very delicate situation. Any stage of being in a narcissistic relationship is delicate. But if they're in that love bombing, first of all, nobody can tell you anything. Could anyone have told you? You probably thought your narcissist walked on water. Nobody could have told you anything. And then when you do start to maybe see the veil is lifting, you caught a couple of red flags, people still probably couldn't have told you, because you were probably, I know I did, making the red flags be in the back of your mind, or convince yourself they're not that big of a deal, or whatever we do with red flags that come across. We stomp on them. I would stomp on mine. Just stomp them out. This person that you may be friends with, or other people, even if you're in chat rooms or online and somebody is like, I don't know what to do, they're in what you were in probably. And put yourself where they were. No stage of this relationship is glory, except when you are blissfully unaware. And that might be 2 months for some people. It might be 2 years, 2 days, however long that love bombing takes before they realize that they have you, and then they start to devalue you. God help them, that I hope they're not really with a narcissist and that it never gets to devalue. Maybe you just have a bad feeling about the guy or the girl. Maybe they'll have happily, I mean, I don't know. I just know that we cannot afford to be anything other than completely supportive of each other. I believe if we push people too hard to go too far before they're ready, there will be a tremendously negative effect. A few things can happen. First of all, you understand full well, we know this from back in high school, if you push your friend to leave their person and then that doesn't stick and they go back with that person, they might not take it out on you. They did the decision making, but there might be a little friction now where they're thinking you misguided me. You told me to leave. You told me everything was going to be okay. You made me think that there was light at the end of the tunnel. But guess what? I was nothing but miserable. All I did was miss that person because they're not ready. They might just not be ready. And if they're not ready, then that could come back on you and them. They could bounce back quicker than if they stayed with the narcissist maybe 1 month longer, then they'd be gone for good. If you make them try to leave too early, now they might have one or more bounce backs left in them. They're not done. Everyone's got to run their cycle their own speed. And all we can do is support each other. And my heart goes out to everybody in every single cycle because I feel it like it was yesterday. I feel all the cycles like they were yesterday. So no matter where you are, I am sorry. If you're being hoovered and it's tough. If you're trying to maintain no contact and it's tough. If he's starting to, he or she, pronouns are your own. If they're starting to devalue you, it's tough. If he's gaslighting you, it's tough. If they're triangulating you and making you jealous with another person. We all need to remember these are all phases of the cycle. And even if we're through it and not experiencing them all, somebody else is. And somebody else is experiencing this cycle and doesn't know anything about narcissism. They haven't seen one video. They don't know anything about it. I didn't. So they might just be thinking, well, the person's just a cheat. Or they're just a player. Or they're just a... They could be. But they could also be a bigger thing. They might be part of this whole disorder. And it would be a lovely gesture for us and you as a friend or a support system to show them these videos. Any video that you think will make them listen. Any video. Hey, did you ever see this or hear this? Hey, look at this girl. She's hilarious. Look at her crazy hair. I don't care what you have to tell somebody to make them watch something. Something might click. Something might click. They might go, oh, that's me. They just described us. Oh my God. And then you can say, well, I've learned about it too because when I went through such and such, I started to read and blah, blah, blah. But you got to go at it carefully. If they're not ready, please don't push people. And I know the message is always, you have to leave the narc. They're no good. They're evil incarnate. They'll do you harm. But they're already in it. The harm is coming. Can you lessen it if they leave quicker? Yes. Do we all know that? Absolutely. Did we have to, some of us, learn the hard way? For sure. Might they have to still go through more grief? Probably. Can you be there for them? Absolutely. But don't push them. Because if they're not ready, it just will not, it won't stick. It won't stick. And even when they're ready, they're not going to be ready. And that's when they're going to need you. Because if somebody does get ready and then they discard the narcissist, it's traumatic. It was traumatic when I did it. I felt terrible. With everything that had happened, I still felt terrible. Because you loved that person. See, we're not supposed to say that, but we did. The person that they were, we loved them. They're gone now. And when you leave is finally when you catch on, I think, that they're not coming back. But somebody has to go through their journey of trying to get them back. Stay on that hamster wheel. Feed those, addictions of getting into the cycle of maybe getting to a fight and breaking up and making up. Everyone has their own path. Respect each other's. And if you are on any stage of your path and you think you need help, reach out to someone. Any one of these forums. You'll get answers. You'll get more answers than you think you need, but you'll get answers. And then you decipher what your heart tells you to do. But please take your time and be on your own journey, and I respect it. I respect your journey because I wanted the world to respect mine. The world. The 3 people I've seen in a year. But you know what I mean? We all want that. So please just keep in the mindset of being supportive of one another and let people run their own course. Okay.